Bombay Steels, J Bancha, Diko Bancha. Real, Jamghar jahan real party pack tyahan.
Proud to be associated with Kantipur News.
Good afternoon, I'm Samriddhi K.C. and these are the headlines of the hour. Government commits to ensure safe evacuation of Nepalese nationals residing in Iran and Israel, opens online form for the data collection. US government's decision of scrapping TPS system sparks widespread concerns. Government advises concerned Nepali national to move forward seeking legal help. Israel-Iran attack continues for the 6th consecutive day. US President Donald Trump discusses Middle East tensions with national security team. And Nepal clinches a 2-wicket victory over host Scotland in the TriNation T20 series, chases down the target with just 1 ball to spare. As the war between Israel and Iran intensifies, the government has formulated plans both to ensure the safety of Nepali workers in the region and to evacuate them if necessary. For this, the government has already initiated data collection of the Nepalese nationals residing in war-affected zones by opening online forms. An emergency meeting held yesterday under the leadership of Ministry of Labour with the participation of Ministries of Foreign Affairs, Home Affairs, Tourism, Law and Parliamentary Affairs as well as other stakeholders decided to mobilize all state mechanisms and necessary resources to rescue Nepali workers in the Middle East. According to the Ministry of Labour, efforts to ensure the safety and precautionary measures for Nepalese are being carried out in coordination with the government, private sector, non-resident Nepalese and international partners.
नेपाली नागरिकहरू जुन देशहरुमा हुनुहुन्छ त्यहाँ चाहिँ सरकारी स्तरबाट गर्ने सुरक्षाका प्रत्याभूतिका कुराहरू तयारीका कुराहरू सरकार लेभलबाट गर्ने निजी क्षेत्रबाट गर्ने त्यस्तै हाम्रो एनआरएन लगायतका डायस्पोराका कुराहरू थियो उहाँहरुबाट गर्नुपर्ने तयारी त्यस्तै हाम्रो निजी क्षेत्रले गर्ने तयारी विभिन्न रिक्रुटमेन्ट एजेन्सीहरुले पनि त्यो क्षेत्रमा केही मान्छेहरु पठाउनु भएको छ उहाँहरुको तयारी र कसरी यो अवस्थालाई सम्बोधन व्यवस्थापन गर्दाखेरि नेपाली नागरिकहरूलाई कुनै पनि समस्या पर्दैन त्यसको लागि हामी चाहिँ प्रोएक्टिभ भएर नै यसको तयारी गरेका छौं.
The government had also planned to carry out rescue operations for Nepalese in Israel and Iran with the assistance of India and China. When India and China evacuate their own citizens, the government is preparing to diplomatically request them to include Nepalese as well. If Nepalese wish to return via third countries, the meeting decided that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs will communicate with those countries to provide visas at their borders. The meeting also decided to issue a travel advisory urging people not to travel to the Middle East except for emergency purposes. It was also decided to request employers through manpower companies not to send newly recruited workers whose visas have recently been issued. In cases where plane tickets have already been purchased, the Ministry of Tourism will request airline companies to waive the fees for rescheduling. The meeting further directed the Foreign Employment Board and the Social Security Fund to provide psychological counseling services to the workers affected by the war. Now moving on, there is a rising interest and concern over the US government's decision to end the temporary protected status TPS for Nepali nationals. With the program set to expire, questions are mounting. Will thousands of Nepalese currently living under TPS be forced to return home? What does this decision really mean for the future in the US of A?
Temporary protected status, TPS, is a short-term relief measure. Over the years, its repeated extensions led many to expect another renewal. However, the Trump administration, known for its restrictive stance on immigration, has decided to terminate TPS for Nepali nationals starting August 5th. This decision has raised concerns among Nepali nationals currently residing in the United States under TPS, as well as their families back in Nepal.
कुनै पनि मुलुकमा वार तपाईको भुइँचालो या रोग ठुलो व्याधि त्यस्तो फैलियो भने त्यो सरकार या त्यो मुलुकमा फर्केर जानलाई अमेरिकामा बसिरहेको त्यो मुलुकको बासिन्दाहरुको सम्भव नहुन सक्छ भनेर अमेरिकाको कानुनले चाहिँ तपाईको अमेरिकन सरकारले एउटा निश्चित समयको लागि त्यो मुलुकको त्यो अवस्थाको सुधार नभइन्जेलसम्मको लागि दिने सुविधा दिनुको लागि वर्क परमिट दिने यहाँ बस्न दिने परमिट दिने व्यवस्थालाई टिपीएस भनिन्छ.
In the aftermath of the devastating earthquake in Nepal in 2015, the US government granted TPS to Nepali citizens who were already in the United States, acknowledging the challenges of returning home under such circumstances. The program was extended multiple times. However, the US Department of Homeland Security has now announced that TPS designation for Nepal will end on August 5th. Advocates and community leaders are encouraging affected individuals to seek legal advice and consult organizations that work with the Nepali community.
आफ्नो बचावट आफै गर्नको लागि चाहिँ हाम्रा अटर्नीहरू, हाम्रा लयरहरू, हाम्रा आधिकारिक व्यक्तिहरू, सम्बन्धित व्यक्तिहरूसँग चाहिँ यस सम्बन्धी कसरी अगाडि बढ्दा राम्रो हुन्छ भनेर कानुनी सल्लाह लिन चाहिँ म सुझाव दिन चाहन्छु.
For some, TPS may be their only legal basis for remaining in the country, which could lead to the possibility of returning to Nepal. Still, legal experts point out that alternative options may be available.
August 5th मा तपाईको TPS सकिन्छ. August 4th मा तपाईले F1 भिजा फाइल गर्नुभयो. H1 भिजा फाइल गर्नुभयो भने त्यो डिसिजन लाग्नलाई 2-4 महिना 6 महिना लाग्छ. त्यो डिसिजन नआइन्जेलसम्मको लागि तपाईँ लिगल हुनुभयो.
In 2017, around 14,000 Nepali nationals held TPS. By 2023, that number had dropped to approximately 7,500. The decline is partly attributed to some individuals obtaining other legal statuses. Those who remain under TPS may still be able to preserve their lawful presence through various legal avenues.
यतिकै अति हाल्नुपर्ने भागिहाल्नुपर्ने छैन. कुन किसिमको लिगल सल्युसन पर्सु गर्ने भनेर तपाईले एक्सपिरियन्स इमिग्रेसन अटर्नीहरुसँग सल्लाह गरेर अगाडि बढ्नको लागि चाहिँ ठाउँ छ. अनुभव भएको मान्छेसँग काम गर्न सक्नु भएन भने केस पार लाग्ने सम्भावना कम हुन्छ. किनकि दिस इज भेरी कम्प्लिकेटेड. F1 फाइल गर्न पनि जो पाए त्यो लयरले फाइल गरेर निस्किदैन.
According to a report from the Department of Homeland Security, the decision to end TPS for Nepal is based on significant improvements in the country over the past decade. International indicators, including assessments from the World Bank, point to progress in post-earthquake reconstruction and overall stability. The report states that Nepal is no longer in the same emergency state that led to the original TPS designation.
Markets and highways in Dadaldhura have been obstructed after protests started following the death of a prisoner in Kailali district jail. Allegations have been flourishing that the police themselves killed 28-year-old Harish Singh Pali from Bhageshwar Rural Municipality 5, Dadaldhura. Vice President of the Dadaldhura Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Deepak Mahata, informed that the market and highway were closed, demanding an investigation into the incident. The deceased relatives allege that the police brutally beat Pali to death inside the prison. The deceased Pali was also a business person from Dadaldhura. On 13th of March, the Kailali District Court sentenced Pali to 10 days in prison and a fine of 200,000 rupees for banking fraud. Pali was arrested from Tufan Dara in Amargadi Municipality 5, Dadaldhura, to implement this sentence. He died just 2 days after his arrest. It is reported that Kailali police also held Pali in custody for 2 hours in Mahendranagar, Kanchanpur before his arrest. Relatives have also accused the police there of extorting money from him. Now moving on, heavy rains have washed away the diversion at Dumkibas in East Nawalparasi on the East-West Highway. The diversion over the Binay River was swept away Tuesday night. As a result, passenger and small vehicles are using an alternative route through Sardi from Hongshi Gate, while large cargo vehicles are stranded. Repair work will begin once the river's water level drops. The detour has caused vehicle queues at Downing. The Department of Roads and Local Administration advised avoiding Narayangarh-Butwal Road section during this rainy season and using alternative routes. Meanwhile, the Besi-Sahar Chame Road, the only link between Manang and Lamjung, is blocked by a landslide. A dry landslide with rocks fell near Pukchahara, Mersang, the rural municipality 4. Efforts are underway by security personnel and the road project to clear it. The flood forecasting division warns of rain in most areas for the next 3 days, causing floods in rivers and streams. They have urged caution for 45 districts, including Kathmandu, due to flood risk. Now it is time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
The question is, what should the government do for the safety of Nepali nationals in Israel and Iran amid escalating conflict? Option A, immediate rescue. Option B, initiate diplomatic efforts. Option C, activate concerned embassies. And option D, prefer not to comment. Visit www.kantipurtv.com or www.ekantipur.com to share your opinion with us. Welcome back. 2 years after the devastating flood in Hewa River, residents of Hilihang, Yangwarak and Falelung in Panchthar as well as Taplejung remain cut off and concerned. Floods have destroyed over a dozen bridges, including a key concrete piece on the Mechi highway. Since then, both a motorable bridge and the Bailey Bridge were washed away. Most recently, a modular bridge being installed collapsed on 14th of June, killing 3 workers and deepening the crisis.
Disasters have been recurring continuously in the Hewa River. The concrete bridge at the same spot was swept away by floods on 17th of June 2023. A temporary Bailey Bridge built over the next 29 days was again washed away by floods on 28th of September 2024. This cut off road access to Hilihang, Yangwarak, Falelung and Panchthar and the entire Taplejung district for some time. The federal government initiated the construction of another Bailey Bridge in March, and as the work neared completion, the bridge collapsed again on 14th of June.
लगभग 4:30 बजेतिर पुगेपछि चाहिँ त्यो टेकिसक्यो के टेकेर पनि 3टा प्यानल उता योले ट्र्याक्टरमा लोड गरिरहेछ त्यति चाहिँ उता तानिसक्यो अब पुल तर्यो खुसीयाली भयो सबैजना खुसी थिए फोटो सोटो खिचिरहेथे कोही टिकटक बनाइरहेथे थिए बिस्तारो कडाक कुडुक केही नगरिकन एकैचोटी झ्याम्मै झर्यो म त्यहाँ हेर्दै थिए हैन कोही मान्छेहरु चाहिँ यसरी त्यो रेलिङबाट लड्दै आएर यहाँ ग्याबिनमा झर्यो एउटा यतातिर पोको परिरहेको थियो.
As the monsoon begins, hope has faded among the residents of the area who are waiting for the Bailey Bridge to be completed.
हामीले त बारपार गर्ने बाटो हराइरहेछ. यो टेक्निकली रोड पनि हैन एक्सिडेन्टकै रूपमा लिनुपर्छ यसलाई. So हामीले 99% सम्म कम्प्लिट भइसक्यो लगभग.
Even the technicians themselves do not have a clear answer as to how and why the Bailey Bridge collapsed during the final stage of installation. For Kantipur News, a report by Lakshmi Gautam.
Sports News.
In a nail-biting TriNation T20 series match in Glasgow, Nepal clinched a 2-wicket victory over host Scotland, chasing down a target of 98 runs with just 1 ball to spare. After winning the toss, Nepal opted to field and their bowlers delivered a stellar performance. They restricted Scotland to just 97 all out in 19.4 overs with an early onslaught that saw them take 5 wickets in the power play. Star spinner Sandeep Lamichhane was exceptional, bagging 4 wickets for only 11 runs, while Dipendra Singh Airi and Karan K.C also chipped in with 2 wickets each. Michael Leask was Scotland's top scorer with 46 runs. Chasing a modest target on a challenging batting pitch, Nepal's inning also began shakily. However, contributions from Kushal Bhurtel, Dipendra Airi and Bashir Ahmed kept them in the hunt. In a dramatic finish, Sandeep Lamichhane hit the winning run in the final over, securing Nepal's first victory of the series. This win puts all 3 teams, Scotland, Nepal and Netherlands, on 2 points each. Nepal now sits second on net run rate and will face the Netherlands tomorrow. Now moving on, Borussia Dortmund and Fluminense played out a goalless draw in Group F match of the FIFA World Cup. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.